Welcome, you beautiful souls, to the 200 sub special. This will be another Isekai Deku. And the Deku that we are going to be taking in this world, just like in the Shield Hero, is going to be the Izuku Midoriya that has spent a year at UA. So all the events of season 1, 2, 3, 4, and some of the manga take place have already taken place. So all those people that are worried that Eri is going to be doomed to her fate and everything, you don't have to worry about that. Just like in the Shield Hero. So with that being said, let's get into this. So this is like the last day of school and everything, and Izuku needs some advice from Momo because she is like the smartest person in the class. And there's like the topic that they got for their summer break project is it's bothering because he doesn't quite understand like what they mean. And so he asked if he can meet up with Momo after school to like kind of go over a few things. So that being said, Momo and him agree, and they're meeting up, and they're gonna go to a coffee shop to get some tea and to like go over it, like so Momo can explain it before she has to like head home, and it's vice versa with Izuku. So like they're walking and everything, and then all of a sudden a weird circle with weird symbols and everything appear around Izuku. And just like in the Isekai Cheat Magician, Momo kind of like is there, and Izuku like pushes her out. But and so now we cut over to what's going on. We cut over to a building that is not really well lit, but there is lighting. There's a young woman who's creating a magic circle. She's finished it, and her attendant's like, young master, is there anything else that we can do for you? And she's like, no, I've got it in here. You guys go out. You go outside and guard. So she starts her incantation, and they like her and her attendant hear like noises outside, and then all of a sudden, her attendant gets stabbed. Some blood from the knife drips on the magic circle like in canon, and they're like, we won't allow you to summon lost ones. And she's like, it's too late, the spell's already done. And now we cut back to Izuku and Momo. And Izuku had pushed Momo outside of this magical circle, for lack of better words, and because he thinks it's like a villain attack or something. And like Momo, being a hero, kind of like jumps back in and grabs Izuku's arm at the last second. And then they're both teleported to the world and they are transported to the world of Altia. So that being said, we now cut to a few minutes later. Izuku kind of comes to a little bit. He's a little groggy, and he looks over and he sees Momo. He goes running up to her, and just like in the Isekai Cheat Magician, like Taichi, he kind of picks Momo's head up, and it's like, Momo, are you okay? And then she comes to, and Izuku's like, this is kind of weird. Like, I feel a little weird, a little strange, and where are we? Did a villain teleport? Was that some kind of like teleport villain's quirk or something? Like, what happened? And Momo's like, I'm not sure. I feel a little weird too. And so they get up and they're looking around. Momo pulls out her phone and she is like, I'm not getting a cell reception. And I don't recognize this. Do you think we're still in Japan? And Izuku's like, I'm not sure. Well, let's follow this. Let's follow this path and everything. Or let's go this direction. They end up finding a path that seems like an old road. But Momo and Izuku's like, I think we're like they both kind of say other along the lines that they think they may be in a country with bad, like the countryside with bad reception. And a few hours have passed, and Izuku and Momo have quickly come to summation that they probably aren't in Japan anymore. Because it's uncommon in Japan to go as long as they have without seeing a single human structure. And then Izuku's like, well, I don't even like he kind of like mumbles like, I don't think we're even on Earth anymore. And Izuku and everything both Izuku hears like a voice like, watch out, and like it's like, be careful. No, it was be careful. And then Izuku's like, did you say anything, Momo? And Momo's like, no, I didn't say anything. Izuku? Turn around. What is that? It looks like a horse, but could it be a Nomu? Did they like actually experiment on horses? And Izuku's like, I'm not sure about that, but it's obviously aggressive. And so Izuku kind of like cracks his knuckles and everything, and he like says, Momo, you need to get away from here as fast as you can. I'll hold it off. And Momo's like, right. And so like their hero training kicks in, and Izuku and Momo have worked together before, so they do have like teamwork. Izuku's more of an up close fighter, and Momo does have up close, but she can use like her quirk to do other stuff. And Izuku sitting there hits this thing with a one for all infused punch. And it's not doing anything, and he's kind of looking at this. And Momo's just kind of shocked because she knows how strong Izuku is, and this thing basically kind of tanked like one of Izuku's punches, and he's like, damn, I can't go any higher without breaking my arm, but I can't go any higher without breaking like a bone or like straining my muscle. Well, here goes nothing. And so he goes and kicks it to like kick its leg out from underneath it. And as he does this slash kind of comes and hits the horse. And this is when like this bald guy carrying like a huge sword comes in, and he's like, are you two okay? At this point, like Momo had like created like a pistol and fired a bullet, and the bald guy is like, whoa, what is that? And the horse, like it hits the horse and kind of like bounces off, and she's like, shoot, it's tougher than what I think it is. And basically Momo tried to fire like a tranquilizing dart, and this is when that thing, you'd have to use a mithril arrow to bring these things down. But kid, you must be strong. And this is when like a guy carrying like a bow and everything walks up after head firing an arrow. So the like in canon, like the little mage, Medita, walks up to them and says that these things are dangerous, but their meat's valuable. And she basically flame broils this freaking thing, basically cooking it on the spot. And over the campfire and everything, Rakelta, he basically exclaims that you guys have some pretty interesting abilities, because they had gone over, because Izuku asked them, it's like, so what are you guys like, because Izuku and Momo are thinking that these are quirks, so they would have said, like, you guys have some pretty cool quirks. And their three saviors, quotation marks there, because quite frankly, Momo and Izuku would have been able to handle this thing if they really, like, if it came down to it. And yes, in this, I'm going to make the monsters are going to be tougher than stuff that's in the My Hero Academia world, because quite frankly, the kit that I've given Izuku is going to make him absolutely broken when he figures out what he can actually do. Kind of like in the Cheat Magician, because like the cheat, like Taichi, he is quite, like in canon they say that he can literally single-handedly destroy a kingdom. So Izuku just got a massive boost, but with all the a few quirks that a few of my commenters have made, I'm going to give one of them. I'm going to give a couple to Izuku from that series, the three quirks that were given to me. So, that being said, let's get back to the story. And so, like, during this campfire, like, they ask him, like, what are quirks and stuff? And Momo is a little bit nervous to divulge like what her quirk is, because she realizes this is not their world. So she's being quiet, and then Izuku kind of like shows them, like he powers up full cowling a little bit more, and electricity starts flowing around his body and everything. And they're like, "Whoa, you have electrical magic?" And Izuku's like, "No, this isn't magic. This is a quirk." And they're like, "That's weird." And then Izuku, like, he's like, then he goes in to explain that where they come from, people are born with quirks that aren't magic, and it's different from like magic and everything. And Izuku and they says, well, it's kind of dangerous to come to travel around these parts because of the increase in monster attacks and everything, but it seems like you two might have been okay. And we probably jumped the gun a little bit. Do you guys have any plans? And Izuku and Momo basically like say at the same time, well, we're kind of lost and we really don't know where we are. And the three saviors basically explain to them like the country that they're in, and that the world, like the world they're in is like called like, yeah, we're in a kingdom. In this world, we're in a kingdom in the world of Altia called this. And this is when Izuku and Momo get like their confirmation that they are indeed not in Japan, and more accurately, not on Earth anymore. So Izuku and Momo, being the smart kids that they are, more so Momo, she asks like them, so is there any towns or stuff around here, because we are kind of lost. And the adventures and everything escort them to the town, and Izuku and Momo, like, and this, I'm gonna assume that this journey took like another day or so, just because it seemed like they were either arriving at dawn or at like somewhere around the morning when they got there. So they get escorted to the town that Taichi and his friend get escorted to, like in canon, the goodbyes with the party that they just met, and they give them a few silver, and Izuku and Momo had decided on, well, they were going to become heroes, so they might as well become adventurers, because they will need to like make money and figure out like how they're going to get home and everything. So they get directions and stuff to the guild hall, and they go in there to get registration, to get registered. And unlike an isekai cheat magician, something weird happens when Momo puts her hand on the crystal ball. Instead of like the 4 elements popping up, there's a 5th and a 6th light that pops up. And then they kind of merge together with like the other ones, and it creates this rainbow colored light. And the attendant's like, that's kind of weird. And she's like, well, you do have, you have, I do know you have at least 4 elements. Now what about you, young man? Let's see what your affinities are. And as soon as Izuku puts his hand on the glass, instead of cracking in, there was a small crack when Momo touched it, but the person didn't notice it. And it wasn't like a full crack, like basically like a tiny scratch appeared that she didn't see, and then when Izuku touches it, it basically shatters. Instead of cracking and everything, like like, you know, when like a window spider fractures, that's basically what happened. It just goes throughout the whole thing, and she's like, what the fuck, what the actual fuck is this? First you have this girl, and she's like, you two wait here a moment. And Izuku and Momo are sitting there, and like in Isekai Cheat Magician, they come walking. The guildmaster comes down, there's comments like, whoa, it must be something pretty important and everything. And sorry about that. And they are then explained that that Mueller is going to be taking them, which is the elf and we'll get into that later. So Mueller introduces herself and everything, and Izuku and Momo are kind of shocked at this, because like if they didn't think they were just being fooled and stuff, there's a bona fide elf in front of them. And from what the other stuff, were pretty sure, and this pretty much confirms it and everything. So they understand. It's like, so can we be Avengers or anything? Are we able to become Avengers? And says Izuku. And the guild master, he basically explains that they can't do that right now, and they can't tell like what their affinities and everything, because the guild hall attendant explain the weird thing that happened when Momo did it, like when her affinities popped up. And in the guild, like the guild master doesn't even know what the hell that is, like, because that never happens. And then Izuku, when he did it, he can't be measured. So the guild master asked, Muller apparently was there. He asked her to introduce Izuku and Momo to Limia, who in the Isekai Cheat Magician is the triple mage master of fire, wind, and water that trains Taichi and his companion. And for some reason I keep forgetting her name, and in the next subsequent parts I will get that name correct. So Muller comes and introduces Izuku and Momo to Limia. And just like in canon, she hands them the plates that can measure and tell what their affinities are and everything. And so when they hand them plates, like the plates glow and lettering and stuff pop up. And Momo and Izuku can't really read this, and it's like, what does it say? And when Limia sees Izuku's, she like when she sees the plates, she kind of has a little bit of a mini panic attack, because what she's seeing should not exist. And it's showing Izuku, unlike in the canon Isekai Cheat Magician, I'm going to give Izuku and Momo a little bit of a power boost, because I feel like with Taichi being a somewhat athletic, normal person as far as appearances go in the world that he came from versus My Hero Academia world, I will say that Izuku had a little bit more magic power, had a bit more magic power and capacity than Taichi. So give me a moment, pause. Alright, sorry about that interruption, but I kind of had to find my notes where I had this written down. So, unlike in canon where Taichi had 120k capacity and a 40k power, basically I'm going to give Momo, who is taking the place of Rin in this, like Rin's capacity was 37,005k power. I'm going to give her Momo a capacity of, let me do my math real quick, one more. So I'm going to give Momo a power of, a capacity of 85,000. And a power output of 18,000. So 84. And then Izuku's power, unlike in canon, where Taichi had 120k and 40k power, I'm going to give Izuku not as big of a boost as Momo from Ren, but it is going to be higher. So Izuku's power will be at an even 200k capacity, or no, that's something else. Sorry about this. It will be a 186,000 capacity, and math real quick on this one as well would be we'll say 65k power, and like, so Lemmy like sees these like these numbers, and she kind of has a mini panic attack. She's like, and Moon sees this, and she's like, what is it, Lemmy? What is it, Lemmy? And she like basically shows her their like plates, and Mueller even says this is outrageous, and they mean, what do you mean? And Lemia says, well, you guys have some pretty high numbers, and you Yayarozu Momo, and Momo's like, you can just call me Momo. And she's like, well, Momo, like, your class, I don't know what this is. It says primal mage? That's like unheard of. And she's like, I'm not even sure like what that is. And Izuku's like, what is my class? And she's like, I don't know either. Like, it's like this. And through eating and everything. So just to give you a reference of this. Okay, Limia is considered a master wizard. Her capacity is at 43,000 and 6,000 43,000 capacity and 6,000 power. Muller, who is a prodigy, pardon me, has a power of 30,500 of capacity and a 33,500 power. And just like in canon, like Limia is a three master wizard. Muller is a former student of Limia because of her numbers and everything. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoy this first part. I will get a second part out on this. In the second part will be more, how do I say that? More interesting, because then I can really go over like the magic and Izuku and Momo kind of like getting better explanations of their power and everything, and then Mueller will explain to Limia like what the attendant, the counter, like the guild hall attendant, said to her about Momo's thing. So again, thank you guys so much for 200 subs. It really does give me the motivation to keep putting out these videos and writing the scripts and coming up with these ideas for the what ifs that I'm doing. I will bring back what if Deku was born with a hybrid quirk. I just have to really write out a script for this one, because I don't want to break Deku that soon, and I need to figure out how I can get that one from that story to something else that I'm working on. And again, thank you guys so much for the 200 subs, and I will continue this series in the next video. If you haven't if you haven't subbed yet, please do like and comment down below. And I will also put my Discord link in the description of the video, so go check that out. I do have a tab for what ifs. I do have a tab for like what if that you want to like do, and I will be adding new tabs to that soon. So thank you again. Thank you guys so much for the 200 subs, and I will see you guys in the next video.